This is Chaim. He was brought to us at 6 months of age. Look at his hand, which wasn't the worst part. He got a very severe torticollis and deformity to the back of his head that was unbelievably extreme, and couldn't lift his head up when he was on his belly because of the back was scoliotic and deformed too. Here he's already looking better. We've been working with him for a while, but we didn't do the DVD at that time. This is after a few months of work where he's able to lift his head, arch his back, and begin turning his head completely equally from side to side. Here I work with him. Chaim had no movement in his ankles and his feet, and actually his physician thought he might never get that. And here you can look at his right foot and see how spontaneously there's some movement there, quite a lot actually. And here look at his eyes, how much better they look. Both, first of all, are open more equally, but also more focused. His spine and rib cage were so distorted that he was unable to lift his head initially when he was on his belly. And here you can see how beautifully he's moving his wrist and his hand, and of course he can start playing with toys. His head goes from side to side freely. I'm still working there because the rib cage and the spine grew so asymmetrically that we need to do something about it. Again, watch here. Joseph is working with Chaim. Watch Joseph working real delicately on Chaim's neck and how it gets him to start moving his ankles. And the child likes it. It doesn't bother him. And here, it's a couple, 3 months ago. Look how beautiful he looks, how he's on all fours now, how much more symmetrical the face is. People wouldn't be able to tell. He was so distorted and so deformed. And look how happy he is and intelligent and growing. And here he's with his rabbi father. And the whole family is doing so much better since he's doing better. This is Gus. He's 5 days old here. He was referred to us by a pediatrician. He has a pretty severe torticollis. His head is turned to the left, and Marcy's working with him. You see, he turns the head to the left and then just a little past, but he doesn't really go to the right. Now, Marcy, as you can see, does not touch the neck, but works on the spine and the rib cage. And really, it's a communication with the nervous system through movement. And the infant, even though he's so little, he's paying attention to what is done with him. And as the current brain research shows, that movement with attention brings enormous changes in the brain very rapidly. Now look at the delicacy. Joseph is working on his ribs. Here I'm touching the head a tiny bit, but again, I will not do work on the neck directly, but work on the structures underneath it, so that because he doesn't have the problem there, and the brain doesn't know him any different. He was born like that. So I'm giving him the experience of being different. And you see, very delicately, I'm moving the spine in the back. And now here, very gently, once the spine and the rib cage can bend in this way symmetrically, I start having the head join it. Now here, look, he rolls over. In a minute, you'll see, and he does it. Here, Gus is 4.5 months old. He had very few lessons, probably not more than 10 or 12. And as you can see, he can already roll over, but still has a preference to move the head to the left. And what he really is not used to is move his eyes to the right. It's really his brain, his visual cortex has not developed that. So I'm using the toy to have his eyes move to the right, and then he's able to roll over and follow the toy, which is completely new to him. And within a few lessons after this one, he was doing so well that he didn't need any more lessons.